Welcome in, latest episode of that SEC podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bratton. Go by SEC Mike on the Twitters, and there's everybody's favorite struggling cousin Shane. What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Oh, I'll tell you, Shane. He never knows what I put in the titles.
No idea.
We usually get about 45 minutes in. He's like, oh, I see the title there. I think this weekend in the SEC, Shane, we're going to cover it all.
Yeah.
I think the contenders are emerging.
Yeah.
And I think the hot seats are getting hotter. How about it?
You are correct, man. I tell you what, I was worried about this weekend being a dud with some of the cupcake games, but it was not, man. From start to finish, it was a wild, wild weekend, just like every weekend in the SEC. But you're right, man. There are some. I think there's a little separation in this conference going on right now, and there's a few guys that were hanging on for dear life that may be on their way out the door.
Yeah, and we got Arch out here flexing on folks.
Oh,
we'll get into all of it.
He's back, baby.
But before we do that, Shay, we got to remind the cousins, as always, that we are presented by MyBookie, the online sports book. If you go over there, and hell, if you listen to Shane and his predictions, get you some money over at MyBookie. If you put in a first-time deposit with that promo code SEC, they're willing to give you a first-time wager guaranteed up to $500. So what's that mean? It means if you go over to MyBookie, you put in that promo code SEC, get that. Let's say you just put $100 in, Shane. You put in a wager. Let's say you lose it. Whatever your wager is, $100, MyBookie says, boom, there you go. You get your 100 back, so you can keep playing. And if you win, you can cash it out and see your ass later. So again, it's up to $500 with that promo code SEC over at MyBookie. Can't beat it, just like Billy Napier. Can't win it, but you can't beat it over at MyBookie. You know what?
Oh, Mike, you know what else you can't beat?
What's that?
Them boys over there at Tennessee Legend Distillery. Yeah. Come on now.
Have you recovered from all the Tennessee Legend you had over the weekend?
It was a wild one, Mike. It was absolutely wild. But, yes, I am officially over that hangover. And if you get a chance to check, and you'll see exactly why. You see why I like this stuff so much. If you swing by those Sevierville locations, let them know the cousin sent you. And not only going to get a huge discount, but you will get a bonus gift as well. Same thing if you're in Nashville. And if you don't have it, be sure to have your local package store get it sent to them. And as soon as they have it on the shelves, take a photo and send it to us. And maybe you will be this week's Tennessee Legend.
Yeah, no doubt, Shane. Well, you know who is a real legend this week?
Who's that?
Well, wait, we'll get into the games real quick. I just want to update here on the pick'em, Shane. So Shane and I, man, Arkansas broke our hearts. Florida broke our hearts. So Stephen beat us. The Cousins beat us. Cousins extend their lead, 47. Shout out Cousin Ben Helms. He's carrying the team over there. So Cousins at 47 games correct. Stephen, the assassin, lasting at 45. And Shane and I, dead last, 44. So better luck next week, buddy. Maybe we'll catch him one day. You know what?
I feel like it's just a temporary setback for a major comeback, Mike.
Just like Billy. Okay. No.
We should have a Billy count going on in the corner.
We may not have to do it much longer, Shane, but we'll get to that. Shout out the real legends that I was going to shout out. Oklahoma, Shane, and the refs beat Auburn 24-17. What a game this was. We did the watch-along, Shane. Mm-hmm. And, man, if I'm an Auburn fan, I'm sick because we had 13 penalties in this one. We had a first touchdown on the board, scoop and score. Let's review it. Not a touchdown. Oklahoma receiver, I believe it was Satania, did not possess it. Now, to any Oklahoma fans, to back them up, it was the rules expert, ESPN's rules expert. He says, yeah, that's not a catch, should not be a touchdown. So, again, one bad break went against you, Auburn. One that could go against anybody. But then you got the bad snap on the punt. That set Oklahoma up for an easy field position. Well, it's even easier, Shane, when you cheat. Oh, buddy, when you do something illegal, you're not supposed to be doing it. You can sit here and say, what the hell? What are you talking about, cheating? It's maybe not cheating, but should have been a flag. Mm-hmm. The same rules analyst guy that said, hey, that scoop and score, that should not be a scoop and score, was not a catch. Now, he went the other way and said, man, that should have been a 15-yard penalty. Anybody that missed it, Oklahoma simulated I believe it was Satania again. God, that guy's all over the field. But he jogged off the field. You know, it looked like he was not a part of the play. He was running off.
Yeah.
Auburn didn't. Now, Auburn, you got to pay attention. It's on Hugh Freeze and company to pay attention. But
they're trying to call timeout, Mike.
Well, that's true. Yeah, they were trying to call timeout, but they scored a touchdown wide open. And the only reason, Shane, I don't know that I can ever recall this happening, but the SEC has released a statement. I'm not going to read this whole damn thing, but basically it says that this was an unfair tactic. This is a rule. You cannot simulate a replacement players being substitution. This should have been a 15-yard penalty. This should not have been a touchdown. Now, this didn't exactly win them the game. This was early in the contest,
right?
But it is very abnormal. Like I said, I can't recall. I've seen a time or two the SEC will release a statement, and it's usually in a non-conference game, or maybe it'll say, things are under review.
Yeah.
But I can't recall them coming out and be like, this should not have counted. This was against the rules. Maybe I'm forgetting a time or two, but I literally can't remember that.
We've had a few, but I don't think it's came out this quick, and I get it. I mean, it's confirmation that you are right, but at the end of the day, what does it matter? I think I saw somebody says, well, that shouldn't have been a touchdown. And I commented, well, I shouldn't be overweight. There's a lot of things that I feel like came from this game, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that Oklahoma has a win and Auburn has a loss. So unless Auburn claims this one,
Oh, they're claiming it already, buddy. They're claiming it. But again, so that was the turn of events there early in the football game.
Yeah.
There was also a really, really bad missed pass interference that should have helped Auburn, could have set up a touchdown, but the ref was not looking for some reason. Auburn managed to take the lead with 7 minutes in the game, and then John Mateer and company had to march down the field. That's the story of the game. If you're a Sooners fan, is you made the plays when you had to, and of course I haven't even mentioned it, but they got 10 sacks in the ball game. Your dominant defensive line led the way. R. Mason Thomas, he was suspended for the first half of the football game due to targeting from the last game. He comes in, second play, he's in there and just devastates Arnold. Got Arnold late in the game for a safety that capped this bad boy. This was the most sacks in an SEC game since 2008. Shane, 14 tackles for loss for Oklahoma. So, again, program record, 10 sacks. But, this was a great win, Shane.
Yeah.
But I'm still seeing some, again, we're not, you don't make excuses for wins or anything like that, right?
Right.
Oklahoma had 32 rushing yards in this game. And Auburn still had 67, even though they got sacked 10 times. So neither one was very effective on the ground, but we got to clean that up for Oklahoma. And I think we're playing with fire here, Shane. Now, they should have had a couple turnovers. There was some potential interceptions that they dropped.
Yeah.
You could slice it both ways. I talked about this last week, but Oklahoma has not forced a turnover yet.
Yeah. That's
now,
wild.
You're 4-0. You haven't forced a turnover. That's incredibly hard. That tells me they got one hell of a football team. And if they can start getting some of these turnovers, then this could be a championship team. But you could also say, well, hell, this team can't force any turnovers, and they're going to need turnovers to win in the Southeastern Conferences. You won one game. Good job. Yeah. You got 7 more to go. So, it's however you want to look at it. It's a positive. It's a negative. I don't know. But they are literally, Shane, I couldn't believe this. They're the only team in the country that's not forced a turnover. What's your thoughts on that?
I think they'll come the way this defense is playing, Mike. Hell, I think the way both defenses are playing. I don't want to lose. Auburn lost this game, right? And it's going to be blamed on the officiating. It's going to be blamed maybe on a little bit of play calling here, but it should never be blamed on the defense of these Auburn Tigers. They're playing out of their damn mind. And same thing with Oklahoma. So I feel like there are a lot of games going to be won by both of these teams moving forward. But, I thought this would be more about a separation, After this game, if these two teams met again on a neutral site, I'm not sure who would win. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that there was separation. I just thought we saw two really good football programs that are going to cause a lot of problems in the SEC this season.
So that's interesting, Shay. That's an interesting angle to take. So now you're looking at it like these teams are not that far apart. Maybe it was the home field advantage was kind of the edge here.
It could be. I mean, like I said, officiating, we can't just ignore that. But officiating was really bad this weekend, Mike. This was just kind of the tip of the spear, if you will. Mm-hmm. But I do think that these are two elite defense, or at least they're playing that way for the SEC. And you're seeing two quarterbacks still not completely there yet, And I wanted to say, I thought John Mateer was there coming into this game, and he made some great plays during this game. But there were some stupid mistakes being made, and if you don't admit it, then you're just a homer. You know what I'm saying? I feel like for Oklahoma to truly be a playoff team, which is what they're striving for, they clean that up. They get this running game going. Oklahoma is going to be dangerous. But I flip it on the other side. And it shouldn't be all on Jackson's shoulders, even though I thought he played great at times. I told you coming into this thing, he's got to have some help. We see a little bit of Cam emerging, but we've got two dynamic receivers out here that just aren't getting it done yet, and an offensive line that is not helping at all. So clean up that part, and I feel like Auburn could be really good.
It feels like you've been saying that for a while, Shane, but you can't be good if you're giving up 10 sacks in a football game. Come on. You know what I mean? This was the lowest rushing total of the Hugh Freeze era down there in Auburn, so I'm just throwing that out there, too. I thought that was interesting. So who do you think you learned more about if we're just talking quarterbacks? Because you mentioned Mateer. He did have the fumble that was like an unforced, it was an exchange, and that was kind of screwy. Jackson Arnold could have had a couple picks.
Yeah.
He missed at least one wide open Cam Coleman touchdown.
Yeah.
Possibly two touchdowns missed by Jackson Arnold. It's weird, Shane. I feel like history repeats itself. I don't know how to evaluate this guy because on one hand, he's missing throws, but the other, he's picking up big conversions, particularly with his legs. Mm-hmm. He did throw for a touchdown. If I'm not mistaken, one touchdown, two. I mean, he was 21 of 32, 220 yards and a touchdown. It's not like he had a horrible day, but again, he got sacked 10 times, which is somewhat on him for holding the ball a little bit long. I just don't know how to I don't know how to evaluate any damn quarterback, Shane, that gets sacked 10 times. You know what?
No, and it feels too like we're trying to make Jackson do what he's not good at times. I some of the play calling kind of drove me nuts when it's almost like a throwaway play. We're just going to run Jackson right up the middle, even though the running backs aren't getting it done, maybe our quarterback will. So some of that just, it felt like we made it difficult for him. And like you said, the 10 sacks obviously is alarming. And if you didn't watch the game, you're just thinking kudos to the defense, which they did a great job, but you are correct. Jackson's got to learn to get rid of the football a smart way. He's got to learn, where's his check down? Where's his safety valve? And I feel like that's something Auburn doesn't have right now.
I don't think Hugh Freeze got that in his playbook, Shane.
No. He's got fast and slow. That's it, man. He ain't got nothing in the middle.
All right. Any concern, though, that after that performance?
Yeah.
Now, you say, hell, all that went against him. The refs, the sacks, the missed touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The bad snap on a punt, a lot went against them. They had the lead with about 5 minutes left. I don't remember exactly how many minutes left, but it was before Oklahoma drove down the field for the go ahead score.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on any fear that this could start to teeter with Auburn coming at A&M next week? They've had 2 weeks to prepare, and Georgia. Missouri's red hot. Could this start teetering? Are you a little bit more concerned after this performance?
Yeah, because offensively, and, you look at the first 4 games, I feel like offensively they're going to have some dudes, right? We're going to get to Mizzou here in a minute. Georgia didn't play, but Arkansas, these are teams that have the ability to put up some major points. So can that defense hold them in those games? You're right. I always fear that there's that spiral effect, and and I've said this all offseason, if Auburn's going to be successful, it's going to be between these next 3 to 4 games that they're going to have right now. And I don't know what the answer is, Mike, because damn, Texas A&M's looking pretty damn good these days. So I feel like somebody's got to step up, and it can't just be Jackson, man.
Well, how about on the flip side, Oklahoma 4-0, cruising to 4-0.
Yeah.
Got a bye week. We'll beat the hell out of Kansas State, so we get to 5-0. But, I mean, defense carrying you.
Yeah. I
Can't run the football.
I like Oklahoma's schedule right now, you know? I mean, I know Arch is looking
unreal. You like
unreal.
that last month?
Arch is looking unreal, but no, I'm not talking. That's on. We'll cover that when we get there. I just like these next 4 games better than I did in the offseason. So we could have some really damn football games, Mike. Some absolute.
You're taking it one row at a time. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm not getting too far. I mean, we don't even know who's going to be quarterback November, whatever, you know? So let's not get too far ahead.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
They're 4-0. I can't believe it. I mean, I never thought I thought at least 3-1. 4-0 was like best case scenario. When we did our show, you know, optimistic Oklahoma, we were like, yeah, they could be 4-0, but deep down inside, you're like, come on. Can Oklahoma really be 4-0 going? Yeah. They look pretty damn good, and I feel like they got a real shot to be undefeated when they get to that Red River. Surprising that Oklahoma will be the undefeated team in that matchup.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, Texas could have 2 losses. We'll get to that here in a minute, though. All right, how about this one, Shane? The other conference showdown. Shout out MIZ 29, South Carolina 20. It was a competitive ball game, and I think the final score is a little deceiving, but Missouri, once again, Shane, I mean, they are dominating foes on the ground here.
Yeah.
Outgained them in total 456 to 293, but really the showstopper, if you will, Shane. Mizzou rushing 285 yards. Carolina -9. It's messing up the graph here because it's like minus. That shouldn't be a damn thing. But that's what it is, buddy, because this damn tank right here, Ahmad Hardy, 600 yards on the season rushing, number 2 in the country. He's now rushed for at least 100 yards in 6 consecutive games going back to his previous stop there at ULM. He had 138 yards and a touchdown. He was a tank. I thought Bo Prabula, I thought he looked solid. He did have the pick, but, man, he's a tough little guy there. Or little guy, I shouldn't have said that, but just a tough bastard, man. He took one hit. I thought it was like borderline dirty. I thought, God, please don't be hurt. He popped right back up and said, give me another. You know what I mean? So Missouri looking good. They forced 16 missed tackles. You could now on the flip side, you could say, well, God, Carolina, you bastards, you got to clean that up. Where was, that was piss poor tackling at times. But I think it's a mix of that. I think it's a mix of Missouri just being able to break all these tackles. Carolina had 1 rushing yard at halftime. Sellers, best performance of the season.
Yeah.
They had themselves a lead here. He caught fire at the tail end of the first half. They caught Mizzou sleeping on one, got him offsides, 48-yard touchdown. I really thought the way Sellers was playing early, I was like, oh, buddy, this is going to be a 4-quarter ball game. What killed him, Shane? South Carolina, average distance to go on third down?
Yeah.
12 and a half yards they needed on average to get a first down on third down. They might as well spiked it the first 2 plays. It would have done better. But they had 14 penalties, 98 yards. And Sellers, buddy, what are we doing? He took way too many negative plays.
Yeah. One
in particular, I believe it was first and goal at the 2.
Yeah.
He took a 15-yard loss. I mean, what in the hell are we doing? They only got a field goal out of that situation. So that happened at least 2 or 3 times in this ball game. South Carolina, Shane, the South Carolina from last year that was tough as nails, physical, would bludgeon you to death. It's like the exact opposite right now. They seem a little soft, and we saw what happens when you go up against a team that's ready to bludgeon you in the Missouri Tigers, and they just dominate you on the ground.
It was a great game, right? And honestly, it came down the wire. And South Carolina, as many mistakes as they made in this football match, they had opportunities to win. I mean, they were winning a lot of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like when I hear the word complimentary football, that's what I feel like this was. Bo didn't have his best game, but the running backs did. The defense did. It feels like Lenore Sellers, when he couldn't produce, nobody else was there to pick up the reins and help him out. That's kind of, when you look at -9 yards rushing, that's coaching, right? If you can't coach positive yards, there's something that has to give if you're just that one-dimensional. Hell, even Lenore Sellers, the freak athlete that he is, can't get 50 yards rushing in this game. It just seems like it was teed up for him. But kudos to Mizzou just doing what they do. Just put that hard hat on, get a win, and Hardy looks, golly, he looks unstoppable. He reminds me of running backs when I was growing up, just little muscle hamster out there, just bouncing around. Looks like, you know what I'm saying? Just get this guy the ball as many times as possible. He is a freak athlete, and Roberts isn't far behind. This is a hell of a 1-2 combo they got there in Columbia.
Yeah, and then upcoming we got UMass, so we should cruise to 5-0.
Yeah.
Great start here.
Is it at UMass, or are they going to get to – no, okay, UMass is coming in for this one.
Yeah, this is the return Mass game here, so it's going to set up a huge showdown. Alabama, October 11th. You got 2 weeks to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be your Super Bowl, perhaps, because if you win that one, a trip to the college football playoff, not a guarantee, but damn near close to it. So you got to be feeling good if you're a Missouri fan. On the other end of the spectrum, Shane,
are you full panic right now if you're a South Carolina fan?
No, because you got Kentucky coming to town. But that's the panic one there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, things are trending poorly, and I mean, these are games we anticipate we would win, right?
Yeah.
So at worst, I thought 4-1 after 5, and we can't even accomplish that now. So it is troubling. I think particularly on the defensive side of the football, the effort, the one touchdown that Ahmad Hardy had where he, I don't know what exactly he was thinking, but kind of went back first.
Yeah.
And then he got to fly off the pile. I mean, Dylan Stewart's right there like watching the guy.
I could hear him thinking when that was happening, like, oh, damn, why don't I just turn around and go in the end zone,
But meanwhile, you got this guy that we and literally everybody that's watched him last year said, by God, this may be the best defensive lineman, defensive player in the country. He's just sitting there watching it. So I don't know what in the hell Dylan Stewart's doing, but you got to get your head out of your ass. And that goes for the entire Gamecock defense, who just allowed 300 rushing yards in a conference game. You're literally not going to win a single one of these if you do that. And all of a sudden, Shane, remember we were saying, can Carolina go to a bowl game?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think Saturday night determined that, but we're getting on the razor's line here. Because, again, this was a closer game, and you had your opportunities, and you blew it.
Yeah, you did. And a lot of people did. I mean, South Carolina had almost 100 yards worth of penalties in this game, I don't know if it's true or not, speculation, but I did hear Dylan Stewart said the hell was singing the song. He's going back to the locker room. Coach had to chase him down. Do you think, is there anything to that? Do you think that there's a little bit of a locker room shift here, or do you think that's just noise?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything. I would have to have seen it. You know what I mean? I don't want to read into tweets and what does it mean and where's the locker room. I think that's
we'll save that.
That's a bridge too far. We'll
save that for SEC Hangover in the morning, where I will speculate.
I think just more than anything, they got to figure out what in the hell they're doing on offense, because again, this was Seller's best performance, I thought.
Yeah, some really good throws in there, man.
But it was about for a quarter that he looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we got to put this all together. Why the hell are we? It seems like anytime South Carolina does something good, it's like, wow, I can't believe that happened. You know what I mean? It's ultimate boom or bust with them.
Well, and one thing I did notice with South Carolina, it seems like every play there's just one person making a mistake, or one person giving it. You talked about Dylan Stewart. Yeah, I think about that goal line sack that they had. They're about to score a touchdown, right, and really open this thing up. And if you watch that replay, that running back totally whiffs on the block. I mean, it was one of the worst block attempts I've ever seen in my life. And that was the guy that ultimately sacked the quarterback. So it just seems like you're not getting relentless effort here from 11 players. There seems like to be one that just kind of shits the bed, and then that's the one that keeps South Carolina from moving forward.
Mm-hmm. You just made me think of Sarkisian with that comment now.
Oh, jeez. It took me a minute.
All right. Man. Oh, and update here, Shane.
Yeah.
Well, and one other thing that I know this didn't factor in at the end, so, you just dismiss it and who the hell cares, right?
Yeah.
Missouri's kicker missed a PAT. Just file that away because we can't be having shit like that against Bama.
No.
A&M, hell, Oklahoma, Auburn, Vanderbilt, hell, any of these teams. A kick of that caliber could cost you a damn ball game. So that's something to note. But more importantly, update from Eli Drinkwitz on Caden Green.
Yeah.
He did have a minor procedure, they said on Friday. And here he should return, Caden Green, that is, as soon as he possibly can, likely 3 to 5 weeks. So probably not going to be back for Bama. Based on that prognosis, probably not going to be back for Auburn. So, best case here, maybe Auburn. But just something to note because, again, we're getting into the meat of the schedule here. And you sure as hell didn't look like you needed your left tackle in this game, but you're going to need him once you get into some better competition.
Damn. Yeah. No, that is. I'd like to have him back, because that was the one thing they got excited about is saying, hey, man, let's put Green over there. They couldn't figure out that left tackle situation, but you have 300 yards rushing. It's tough to feel like too bad. It's like maybe we will figure this out.
Yeah, you know who's probably not going to figure it out, Shane?
Who's that, man?
Come on, Billy. 26-7. Miami beats them Gators, Shane. And as we're sitting here recording, Billy Napier still is the coach. Who knows for how much longer, Shane? Man, what a travesty of offensive football. DJ Lagway, shout out all these 3-and-outs. 12 of 23 for 61 yards. That's your quarterback's numbers. Jaden Ball, 12 attempts, 46 yards. He led the team, Shane, with 3 catches for 9 yards. Way to go. 0 for 13 on third downs. You're not going to win many like that. 2.7 yards per play. Here's the Florida drive chart. This will tell you literally everything you need to know about the game. 3-and-out, 7 plays that was an 18-yard drive. Punt, 3-and-out, 11 play, 80-yard touchdown drive. Okay, we're cooking, right? Nah. Turnovers on down, 3-and-out, turnover on down, ball game. So again, this was a damn travesty. And buddy, maybe Miami's looks like $1 million. I don't know. They didn't look that impressive to me. And hell, as shitty as we were on offense, we had an opportunity in the second half to take the lead. It was 7-13, and we completed a pass in front of the sticks. You should usually get to the sticks minimum if you want to convert. But again, would that play have affected the outcome? Probably not. But hell, it was kind of sad that they had this opportunity in the second half to take the lead, and they blew it. Their defense played their damn guts out, I thought.
Yeah.
Picked off Carson Beck. Defense not the problem. The problem is DJ Lagway and Billy Napier. Needs him a play caller. It sure as hell ain't Coach Napier. You know what?
Well, I tell you what, 40 players didn't take him out, and that was that defense because they're over that shit. It's like, hey, they came out here and did their job, and I feel like after they got that score and then immediately got that interception, I was like, man, Florida's cooking. Nah, not so fast, my friend. It's 7:29, and Billy's still employed down there in Gainesville. So I don't know, man. I don't know how I can sugarcoat this. There's no optimism for me if I'm a Gator fan. In fact, I'm surprised if Billy's employed. This is our bet. I said if he loses, he's getting fired before the Texas game. You said it wasn't going to happen. It may not happen, but I feel like you need some sort of spark because between the passing of your Heisman candidate, DJ Lagway, and the best running back in the country, Mr. Ball, they barely had 100 yards between them, which is absolutely embarrassing. And that's Billy's bread and butter, his offense, and it was just offensive. That's all that was.
I think the bread's stale and the butter's moldy. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Yeah.
Hey, we finally found something Shane won't eat. All right.
Whoa, go. Damn, off the top rope.
So we're 1-3 right now. Predicted record with coming up. I mean, just the whole slate. Here's the slate. If you're just listening back later, Texas at home, at A&M, Mississippi State at home, bye week, Georgia and Jacksonville, at Kentucky, at Ole Miss, Tennessee at home, Florida State at home. Predicted record. We won't hold you to this or anything, but we're 1-3.
Yeah.
Final record for Florida, based on what you know today.
Right now, I would say they get lucky and get one and go 5-7.
Wow, I think you're way more optimistic than any of their fans. I mean, their fans think they're going like 2-10.
No, sorry, I miscounted. So they got the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me redo that one. Math's terrible today. 3-9. sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot different, but. I don't think that's far off the mark.
I see Kentucky is your only win, and then Mississippi State's going to be a fight for your life. Hell, they may. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to get to them here in a minute, but I feel like other than Kentucky, there is no other. They may sneak up and catch one. That's what I thought. It's like, hey, maybe it's a Mississippi State or something, but I'm thinking 3 wins right now. Probably Tennessee in the swamp, because that's typically what happens with Tennessee, Florida.
Hey, shout out Smoked Pigskin, Shane. He gave us $20.
Hell yeah.
If Mizzou tightens up the secondary, they'll be tough for anyone to beat. I don't think any team can stop their run game. M-I-Z.
Ooh, come on now. That's the attitude you got to have, man.
I'll tell you who can stop their running game. Bama,
Auburn,
A&M,
yeah. I will say
Oklahoma.
They have got a lot tougher defenses coming around the bend,
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. But again, prove me wrong. All right, happier times, Shane. Let's move on to happier times, where we got. What a win. Lock of the week. Coming through, John Mateer, lock of the week. Ole Miss beats the hell out of Tulane, 45-10. The Rebels cruised to 4-0, Shane. Ole Miss scored on their first 5 possessions. It was 23-3 at halftime. Ole Miss averaged nearly 8 yards per play. 6 for 6 in the red zone, 35 points. And the revelation, that is Trinidad Chambliss, Shane. He was 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, led the team with 112 rushing too. So he was only the fourth Ole Miss quarterback in program history, Shane, to pass for 300 and rush for 100 in the same game. Ole Miss has scored 179 points in 4 games. That is the 3rd most in program history. And again, they've done it 2 games with a backup quarterback. So, fantastic performance. They completely suffocated this Tulane passing attack. The starting quarterback had 56 passing yards. The backup, they let him get some run. He got 48, so he really dinged at the statistics a little bit there. But here's the I don't know if it's a problem, Shane. This is a good problem to have. But what do you do now? Biggest game of the season by a country mile, coming to town. The most hated LSU Tigers. Do you roll the dice? They gave Austin Simmons another week to get ready, or do you throw in Trinidad? I think that's going to be the big question mark in Oxford all week long.
Yeah, I think you play hot hand here, and because I thought that's kind of what they did in this matchup. I felt like Austin was ready to go. I'm not there. I'm not the team doctor or anything, but it would not have surprised me if Trinidad had a bad game last week. Austin would have been playing this Saturday. So the fact that he wasn't out there, and you pair that with a 400-yard outing against a really good Tulane football team, then yeah, I think I'm running hot hand here. But I do think the leash is shorter than most starters in the SEC.
Bobby G says Austin Simmons will not play again.
Damn, Bobby, that's bold. No,
I mean, if Trinidad keeps winning,
yeah,
how can you bench him? I mean, I think that's a fair question, don't you think?
I don't. I mean, I'm superstitious. If something keeps working, I'm going to keep doing it, until it doesn't work anymore. So, yeah, that's I feel like is classic Lane Kiffin. But shit, what do I know, Mike? What do I know? I thought you made some good points when you came in on the watch party. You you were kind of teetering. And let me ask you, did that change by the end of that game or after a rewatch? Were you kind of back at, because I felt like you thought Austin would give them a higher ceiling. Do you still feel the same way about that quarterback room?
Shane, look at this draft chart. We scored on every day of possession, you know?
Damn.
He's out here, Chambliss, shout out. I mean, he is running this offense like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
I do think Austin Simmons is more talented. I think he's a much better passer of the football.
Yeah.
But I think Chambliss gives you a little bit more with his running ability. Not that Simmons can't run, but I think Chambliss is a little bit better. And he's just executing the offense at a higher level. I don't know, man. But again, and then we got to throw the money. I don't know. Do you throw the money component into this? Maybe. I don't know what Kiffin does. You know, he makes it out. He's well ahead of this curve, Shane, in the NFL. And I know this isn't the NFL, but they like hold true and true. You don't lose your job to injuries. And when you're paying a guy millions, and they're paying Simmons millions apparently, can you pay millions and have him sit on the bench? I don't know. I don't know that you can do that, but that's a question for Lane Kiffin. I think I'd run with Chambliss, but again, you get your ass smashed by LSU, and guess what, Shane? They got a defense, unlike maybe Tulane and Arkansas. God,
yeah,
we'll get to them in just a minute, but they're the shit. They may be the shittiest defense in the country. There's a chance, and Kiffin would know this probably, that maybe this guy's looking like $1 million because these opponents we're facing. You know?
Yeah. I was just noticing this Ole Miss drive. I haven't seen that much red since my blood results, you know?
Hey, speaking of some red here, Shane.
Yeah.
Cousin Rick. Shout
Hey,
out Rick.
Cousin Rick. Come on now.
Rick. Oh, wait, let me play his little jingle for him. Oh, no, I may have deleted it.
The only thing I'm absolutely sure of is that I have no idea who is going to win each game. Good luck. And hell to all the cousins. Beat the hell out of Auburn. Gig 'em.
It's Texas A&M's biggest fan, Cousin Rick.
Thank you,
Gig
cuz.
'em, Aggies.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah, what a
Hell yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Cousin Shane is a well-oiled machine. Very well.
Very well.
All right, so yeah, I mean that's going to be fascinating to see all week. But all right, I'm trying to mix it up, Shane. I'm trying not to be so negative. I'm trying to be some positive, some negative.
Come on, bring it back, Mike.
We got to do it though, Shane. This is the embarrassment of Saturday, in my opinion. Memphis, mighty Memphis. Apparently, they're going to the playoffs, Shane. Remember, they had to tell us 50,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
Beat Arkansas 32-31, and Razorbacks are pissed, as they should be. They came right out, Shane. They scored a touchdown, 75-yard touchdown drive in 3 plays. And hell, the first play was like a -3, so they went 78, 79 yards in 2 plays, really.
Yeah.
Arkansas was up 28-10 just before halftime, and then cheating-ass Memphis push off. Should have been a flag on the offensive receiver, but they called it on Arkansas defensive back. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But again, man, mistakes costing us, Shane. Mistakes. Red zone interception by Taylon Green. Hated to see that. The Hogs were winning with 4:50 remaining in the game, and with 1:20 remaining. We were inside the 10, Shane. Inside the 10 in a 1-point game. We didn't even need a touchdown, but Mike Washington, he's a hell of a player, but he didn't need to put that ball out, Shane. He got punched out. That's literally the only thing that could hurt you there.
Yeah.
And Memphis comes back, 18-point comeback. This is the largest comeback in the entire college football season to date, Shane. That's insane. Memphis rushed, how about this, Shane? For 118 yards. You're like, oh, that's not, they did a good job. I'm talking the fourth quarter, Shane. 118 yards in the fourth quarter. Memphis rushed for, and Arkansas scored just 3 points in the second half, and that's how you lose to playoff-bound Memphis, garbage-ass team that was, if they were in the SEC, they'd be the 17th team in the conference. Well, maybe not. I guess 16th because Arkansas will be 17th, but they beat you because of your mistakes. And Sam Pittman, of course, now I got it written down here, Shane, this is pathetic, 7-19 in one-score ball games. Hate it for him, but this is the beginning of the end. Well, I mean, I guess it's already the beginning a long time ago, but this is I think they've They've not officially done it, but they've unofficially moved on.
Yeah. I mean, Sam, I've defeated you since you got there, and I cannot do it any longer. This is a game you should have won. This is a game that shouldn't have come down to it shouldn't come down to a fumble anyway. There was moments in this game I felt like Arkansas could have put this thing away. I think they were up, 18 points at one point.
Yeah.
You know, they had opportunities. They kept shooting themselves in the foot. It was almost like, I don't know, like somebody made a deal with the devil and everything's going against them. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it felt like here. And, I think there's a lot of slow walking and soft singing, as my coach used to say back in the day when they get back to Arkansas, because Sam's future is dead.
Now, nobody wants to hear this, but this is 100% true, too, Shane. Shout out Bobby G. Arkansas's 2 turnovers from being 4-0. I mean, they kind of are. You know what?
We can't say that. You know, we just can't.
Why not?
Hang the banner.
Well, it's not to hang the banner. It's,
I know.
in my opinion, it's maybe we don't blow it up. We do need a new coach, but maybe don't blow it up in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Because this damn offense and this quarterback, I know he made a critical mistake here, but hell, he had 400 yards of offense too in a game. And I know people would just be like, well, he did it against Memphis. Well, shit. I mean, that's very impressive. Point being, Shane, that there's not going to be many games where Arkansas is predicted to win, but they're going to have an opportunity if their offense gets hot, which it has been hot all year. They can beat any of these teams, I think.
True. But here's the problem, Mike. The big problem for me is, I'm not saying I saw a give up, but I saw a couple of times when Taylor Green was extremely slow to get up. You know, I don't think he can keep playing the way he needs to play to win these football games. The reason that we have been so optimistic about Arkansas is just because of how Green has been playing, running the football, throwing the football, and I feel like that can only go so far until it can't go any longer. And if they don't have Taylor Green, they have no shot to winning those games.
So what is how do we solve that? You're just saying protect him better or don't play him, or
no? I want to see more. I would like to see more balance. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I know you can't tell a kid that just has that in him to stay in the pocket. I'm just saying,
can he play defense?
I don't think there is one football team that has a individual on their roster with as much influence as Taylor Green does right now.
Chief, would you rather have Napier or Pittman? Give me Pittman. At least we're getting to the one-score game.
Yeah. At least you can play them close, right?
Slim says Taylor Blue. Oh, son of a
damn.
And then here's the deal, because I know everybody, hell, I thought it too, but I forgot all about this, Shane.
Yeah.
Arkansas fans, when are we firing Sam? When's the new coach come? You know, when are we going to, why haven't we done this yet? Well, here's the deal. Sam Pittman's got a very unique contract. Mm-hmm. Shout out his agent. He fired his old friend who got him the job, and he went to go get Jimmy Sexton, best damn agent out there.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. In his contract, we're starting from the second year, not the COVID year. COVID was his first year. 2021. Sam Pittman, overall record, 29-26. Mm-hmm. Why is that important? Who the hell cares? Because he's got a clause in his contract. If his record, starting from 2021 season, is better than 500, which he's 3 games above 500 right now, he gets like $9 million buyout if they fire him. Mm-hmm. Now, if his overall record dips below 500, they only owe him $6 million. So we're nickel and dime. I mean, hell, the AD said we can't pay, we can't compete, all this, that, and the other. You better believe they're going to hold on to this damn coach for the rest, as long as it takes to get under that mark. Now, I think they're going to move on regardless, but I think they're really going to try to save that $3 million. You know what?
Do you think they paid him $500,000 a fumble at the goal line?
So by that logic, I mean, it could be October. I guess it would be, they're 3 games up. So, if they lose their next 4.
So if he loses 4 in a row, he dips below 500, right?
Correct.
So you keep playing it until he dips and then he's fired.
Yeah, because he might get over it by beating Mississippi State.
Yeah,
you know
what happens? Oh damn! What a damn right! Oh man, that's bad. That's bad.
But I think that's where we're at. So
yeah,
just keep that in mind so we can. Yeah, I mean they're still going to be asking it. You know, if they get, let's say they get their ass kicked by Notre Dame, but no, I think they're keeping them until we get under 500.
Yeah, I mean, as tight as Hunter said we were in Arkansas, at $3 million, $3 million, you know?
Well, you know who's not tight right now, Shane?
Who's that?
Georgia State's defense. Come on, because Vanderbilt put up 70 on them. Oh, buddy, and I got nervous, Shane. I got nervous because Georgia State scored first, and I said, ruh-roh, not this again, right? Georgia State ain't going to topple Vandy. They didn't. Vandy outscored them 70-12 after that. So Vanderbilt scored 8 rushing touchdowns in this game, Shane. Dominated Georgia State on the ground, 286-32. That's like a Missouri rushing attack right there. They were 8 for 8 in the red zone for 56 points. How about this, Shane? First time in 20 years, Vanderbilt scored a touchdown on their first 4 possessions. 20 years they haven't done that.
Damn.
And again, I know Georgia State's not like that good, but this ain't FCS either. This is a real sort of team.
Yeah.
They've scored 30 or more in each of their first games for the first time, Shane, since 1916. And this is insane too. They haven't scored 70 points in a football game, Shane, since 1918. So, buddy, Diego Pavia that was his freshman year, 1918. But again, there are gangbusters. Again, I know the competition sucks, but this is a new era of Vanderbilt. They're fun. It didn't look like a sellout, but it looked like it was like 95% capacity for Georgia State. So the fans are supporting the program, which we've been calling them out for years to get it done. They're supporting Diego and the boys. Shout out Clark Lee. And now we're going to cruise. We're already at 4-0. We're going to get to 5-0. And what a showdown this is going to be with Alabama, Shane, here in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Coach Lee came out and talked about the fans and the new stadium and people starting to buy in. It was not an easy turnaround, and they still got a long ways to go, but you keep putting up 70 points against teams. Guess what? Some folks are going to want to come watch that. And I was wrong, man. Boy, was I wrong about a football team. This team looks absolutely dominant. Now, again, we're not having a parade because it's Georgia State, but this is a team that beat you last year. And I feel right now that Vanderbilt truly is you look at that upcoming schedule, Mike, some of them games I had penciled as losses.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, they have an opportunity to win here. So, yeah, teams like Vanderbilt make you realize how open the SEC is right now. It could go either way. And what was the walking bet? Like I had to start at 6, was it? 7?
You're changing it now? No, I think the over-under was 3. 3.5, and you said every game over.
I'll have to find that one.
That's an additional mile that you would go.
Yeah, I'll have to find that one because I don't believe you. But yeah, I'm not saying that, but this was kind of a sloppy game. I don't know. I watched it. I didn't watch any of it Saturday. I watched it this morning, and I think there was over 200 yards of penalties in this game. It was very, very sloppy. Got to clean that up. There was a delay because of the weather, and this felt like the fans did stick around. And kudos, because old school Vanderbilt, that place would have been emptied out. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a sign of the times that Vanderbilt actually is building something special down there in Nashville.
Ben says it's time for a family reunion. We get all the cousins out to watch you walk. Well, Shane's not a walker, but he probably thought about it during this one, Shane.
Yeah.
Give me that Vols, 56, UAB 24. And UAB really, Shane, they made it. They scored with 48 seconds left to make it look like they did a little something in this football game. It was 42-7 at halftime. Tennessee completely dominated, scored on the first possession of the ball game, and the first touchdown, interception, touchdown. Good night. This is the Swagular offense. Shane, Joey Aguilar, I think he may be the best passer in the conference. I'm not saying the best quarterback necessarily. He's in the conversation. You know, he's not quite the dual threat of a Taylor Green or a John Mateer or something like that. But I think he might be the best passer of the football in this conference. Him and Chris Brazzell seem to really have a connection. He threw one of the most beautiful bombs you'll ever see to Mike Matthews. Finished 15 of 22, 218, 3 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but the pick, he hit the damn receiver and the ball went flying in the air and UAB picked it off. Tennessee won the rushing battle 235-23. Just complete domination. This is what you should do.
Yeah.
Dominated in the red zone, 5 of 6. Did have a turnover down there. But how about last stat for you, Shane? Tennessee's got 15 sacks this year.
Yeah.
Which you're like, oh, I guess that's pretty good. They only had 29 last year. So we're 4 games in, and they've, damn near matched or halved last year, over half the last year's sack production. So they're getting it done there. They're getting a lot of sacks this season.
No, this is a game we talked about a little bit. I can't remember on which show yesterday, but I felt like this was a perfect team back in the day that would have given Tennessee a fit. Right. when you're kind of overlooking, maybe you're hungover from that loss with the Georgia Bulldogs. You look up, it's the third quarter, and it's still a 1-possession score. And I like the fact that Tennessee is now getting into these type games in the fourth quarter and actually getting some of these other kids involved, because that's that competitive depth that I feel like Tennessee's going to need late November, early December. So, I totally dig this, and it was a great game. I felt like a little bit of a drop off there in the second quarter for some reason, but honestly, it felt like Tennessee was just playing with their food, So it's always good to see that bald bastard on the sideline sweating his ass off with his quarterback I don't much care for. But I tell you what, I was so happy to see Tennessee get this win, get out of there, and try to stay healthy as possible.
Yeah, and shout out that Trent Dilfer, Shane. He was taking photos of Nealon. He was like, wow, this is nice. I'm about to get fired, but I'm going to take some photos. You know what? I'm surprised they didn't fire him right there. You know what?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of coaches should have been fired after Saturday's loss.
But I'll tell you who shouldn't have been, Shane.
Who's that?
Jeff Lebby, come on, cruising to 4-0, beat Northern Illinois. They play Tennessee next weekend. Shout out Sven down there in the comments. So we got us quite the showdown, Shane. It was a little bit of a slow start for State. NIU took an early lead 3-0, and they actually led 10-7 in the second quarter. But then Mississippi State just scored 31 consecutive to close out these pups or wolves or whatever the hell they are. Mississippi State led the rushing battle 292-125. Blake Shapen, we didn't even really need him, Shane. 12 of 20, 160 and a touch. Fluff Blothwell, 17 carries, 101 yards. I was a little concerned on third down. State was 5 of 13, but they were 4 of 4 on fourth down and dominated in the red zone, 6 of 6 for 38 points. So a nice win. Again, you want to talk about one that could have got away from us last year. Even a sleepy start is not messing with these dogs, Shane. They're cruising to 4-0. This is what they had to do to get this momentum, and now they go into conference play trying to be a spoiler week in and week out, and they're not a lock to go to a bowl game, but they're pretty damn close if you ask me.
Well, and what I like about this team, other than the fact they're 4-0, come on now, is the fact that Lebby finds a way to do what is working at the most. If it's Shapen, we're going to lean on him and we'll have 300 yards passing. This was a rushing game, right? The rushing's working at NIU. Let's don't fight it. Let's embrace it. And that's exactly what they did. This game, yes, a little sloppy at the beginning. Another penalty. I keep saying that just because I want to highlight how bad the officiating was Saturday. There were some stupid calls in this game as well. But I tell you right, at the end of the day, Lebby's got this team cooking. Mississippi State is a dangerous, dangerous football team. Not one that I just pencil in as a loss anymore. This Mississippi State's they're gonna catch some SEC teams off guard this season. Not Tennessee though, but other teams. It's gonna happen.
You know who didn't get caught off guard, Shane?
Who's that?
Which they shouldn't have, but LSU didn't get caught off guard by Southeast Louisiana, whatever the hell that is. But I was a little concerned, Shane. Very concerned we went 3 and out. And I said, oh, buddy, not like this, not like this. Then they said, oh, you know what? Next 8 possessions are going to be touchdowns, and calmed that right out. Jumped out to a 42-0 lead. Nussmeier, he showed off his wheels in this one, Shane. He was running all over the place. 25 of 31 for 273 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had one hell of a touchdown to Barry and Brown in the second quarter. The only downside, especially with games like this, injuries. Caden Durham, our star running back, he got injured. Status for Ole Miss up in the air. Now, Pete Thamel had a report that they're going to go easy with him in practice, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he's ready to go. But that's one to monitor all week. LSU had 30 first downs in this game. And then the only other, this isn't horrible, right? But I guess an opponent of this caliber, we're concerned, we've been concerned all season about LSU's running game. They got 135 rushing yards on 35 carries on these Lions, whatever the hell they are. So, again, it's better, but I like to see about 300 rushing yards on the caliber of these losers. You know what I mean? But, hey, we'll take what we can get. Any sign of progress here. 6 of 6 in the red zone for 42 points. Nice win. This is exactly, and they laughed, Shane. Oh, did they laugh when we said LSU scored 50 points, because they couldn't do it all year. But offense finally opened up, got in a rhythm, and that's critical with the trip to Ole Miss upcoming.
See, I said 70. I thought this would be the team. I didn't know it'd be Vanderbilt getting 70, but no, they did exactly what they needed to do, and I thought they overflexed on the passing here. This was to get Nussmeier right, and be honest with you, a little Van Buren coming in there looked pretty damn good. So this was a pick your score kind of game, Mike, and you're right. I hate that we had a couple of injuries in this thing, but no doubt in my mind, this was a confidence builder for that offense. They kind of needed that after the last couple of games, and the defense did exactly what they've been doing, and that's just been an absolute shutdown defense.
Shane, did you say confidence builder?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Arch 55. I think he's got teammates. I don't know. They're the Fighting Arches. Sam Houston, nada, Shane. Texas scored on their first 9 drives. Good night.
Damn.
Look at them Longhorns. And Arch, star of the show, he's back in the Heisman race, Shane. 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground, flexing on losers as he walks over them to go to the end zone. Shane, we're back, baby.
We're back.
This is the best performance the defense had all season, too.
I'll tell you, Texas is back. And all jokes aside, Mike, I felt like internally, this is exactly what needed to happen, right? Just screw the outside noise. Just go out here, get your swagger back, build your chemistry with these receivers, and that's exactly what was accomplished. And it's funny because outside of Austin, we're just dragging their asses back down. It's like you can't even be successful, right? What the hell, Texas? That's kind of what I feel. Maybe we don't involve so much of the media team with it, but we just kind of let internally Arch was out to prove to himself that he is a good quarterback. That's exactly what happened. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Is Texas looks 10 times better than they did last week.
Did you hear what Arch said after the game, though, when they asked him about it?
Mm-mm. Oh, his mom wouldn't be happy.
He said his mom got mad at him. Damn it. So he's not doing it. Hey, we all learn. He's a young player. Yeah. It won't happen again. Shane.
I would have spiked it on the kid if I was playing,
I don't condone that. But so is it an issue, any issue at all, that we finally opened this thing up and now we're going to a bye game or bye week? Like, I want to keep playing. You know what?
Yeah, I would. God, this would have been nice at San Jose,
Right.
Because then you could have really got something. This is what should have happened by the UTEP match, but we don't have that. So, yes, there's going to be a little bit of a cool off, but man, you get a big win with the Florida Gators, you're right back in the mix. I mean, out of all the SEC teams and based off Mike's power rankings, this is another team that I'd like to play, Tough for defense, though.
Well, hey, I said it was a good day for their defense. 10 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, opened the game with 5 consecutive 3-and-outs. So, hey, they just doing their part, Shane, to tee up Arch to spike it on these losers. You know what?
Alan asked Shane, "How's your QB run game?" I invented tush push, so.
All right, Shane. That's all we got for the recaps. It was a little bit of a shorter week. We had multiple teams on a bye week. But, buddy, buddy, do we ever have an epic weekend, the best weekend yet, full of conference matchups, week 5 in the SEC? So I'd love for you to predict the opening point spreads.
Okay.
Let's get these there's 2 loser games, though. Vanderbilt, Utah State. Do you predict the opening spread?
Vanderbilt, 38.
Ooh, just 23.5.
Really?
Bet on them red hot Commodores. You know what?
Oh, yeah, come on. They are red hot right now.
All right. How about Mizzou, Shane? They are hosting UMass. What do you think the opening line is?
I would say Mizzou 31.
Ooh, you got it right with the 30. 39.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. UMass.
A lot of love for them
Yeah.
Mizzou Tigers.
I was giving a little too much love to UMass there.
All right, how about Arkansas, Shane? Nationally televised. Wrong time to host a nationally televised game. Notre Dame coming to Fayetteville. Opening line. What do you think?
Notre Dame 13.5.
Sit down, buddy. You're already sitting down. 5. It's 5.
Really?
Oh, Taylor, come on. We're going to win. Man, how mad is Hunter going to be if we pull this upset and we're like, we got to hold on to this bastard 1 week longer. You know what?
Mike, if it's a 5-point game, who wins?
Oh, don't kick him while he's down, Shane. All right, how about this one, Shane? Kentucky at South Carolina. Both these teams desperately need a win.
Yes.
What is the opening line?
South Carolina 11.
7.
Ooh.
Kentucky's had 2 weeks to prepare. You know what?
Oh, man. Get them glasses on, baby.
How about Tennessee, Shane, at undefeated Mississippi State? You thought the Arizona State game was big. This game's going to be twice as big, Shane. Opening line. What do you think?
Oh, let's see. How do you say 40 in German? I would say, realistically, Mike, man, this is going to be a good one. 17.5 Tennessee.
You got to watch more Mississippi State, man. 9.5.
Easy money. Easy money. I see Cameron over there.
Okay. How about this one, Shane? Auburn, mighty Auburn, coming off a tough one. Going to Texas A&M. What do you think the opening line is?
Ooh. Give me A&M 8.
4.5.
Damn. Oh, baby.
All right, how about this one, Shane? LSU at Ole Miss. Already fighting in the comments section, buddy. This should be a hell of a matchup. What's the opening line?
LSU 3.5.
1. And I've seen Pick'em too. So
yeah, this is Lane's game.
Yep. And then final one, Shane. Alabama at Georgia. They both had 2 weeks to prepare. They're rested.
Yeah.
They're heating up.
Game day's down there, right?
No.
Oh, wait. No, they went to a stupid Big Ten game. I would say Georgia, man, 2.5.
3. So here's a look at the schedule. Again, we don't have all the lines yet. We don't have all the over-unders. So I will update this as I get more information. But, buddy, strap in your seatbelt. What a week this is going to be in the SEC. We've got all these matchups, 5 conference games, 6 great games. Also, if you include Notre Dame, Arkansas, and 2 cupcakes as appetizers, you know, you just can't beat it, Shane.
You can't beat it with a wooden spoon, Mike. You know, you know what else you can't beat?
What's that?
These awesome cousins. I want to give a shout out. I tried to go back and I couldn't pull it up, but I want to give a shout out to the legend. Cousin JR has gifted a membership to one lucky family member. So did Dakota. And
The legend, Cousin JR, has done it again.
Zach has also become a new member. Mike, I appreciate you, cuz. David Nutting, cool name. Well, what a day of SEC football. Some ups and downs. Got it done when it mattered. I appreciate you, David. Trice Hardy for Heisman. M-I-Z. Don't forget, Zach says, hey, we need some more family in here. He's brought them in, gifted a family membership. Thank you, cuz. I think we did this one, but we're going to go through it again. Ahmad Hardy, Heisman. Do you think right now, like if you had to pick a Heisman candidate, I know you're probably not picking Hardy, but would he be in the top 5 for you? Nationwide?
No.
No, even with all the yards rushing? See, why do you hate running backs? All right, we're moving on. We're not going to do negativity.
I mean, he beat Louisiana, Kentucky, or Kansas, same damn thing, and Carolina, who they're ready to fire the coach.
Well, if they
are we giving Heisman's out to just guys walking down the damn street? Like, what are we talking about? You whoop Alabama's ass?
Yeah,
Heisman. John Mateer, God's gift to football, right? Run his ass over. That's how you get your Heisman. Heisman moments.
Yeah, I get it. You hate Mizzou. All right, dealing with Dylan. This ain't your dad's, Vandy. Sounds like this ain't your dad's Kentucky circa 2021.
I think that's from yesterday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it was a good comment. Why is it? I brought it back up. Yeah, it probably was. Sorry. I'm going through I don't know. Hey, I appreciate all the cousins. I was hungover last night. Great show, by the way. I appreciate the power rankings. If you've not seen it, be sure to check that out. Don't forget, also, tomorrow we're going to have the SEC Hangover, 7:30 in the morning, so I look forward to seeing all the cousins there.
How about Cameron? $10. Hail steak, fellas. Welcome to Starkville. Can I get y'all's input on App 23, States 24? Oh, AP Top 25. Yeah, they're just outside. Hell, I don't know. I've been saying this since the Arizona State game.
Yeah.
Why the hell are they not ranked? I mean, I believe Arizona. I don't know if Arizona State still is, but they were 12.
Yeah.
I thought the poll was top 25 of 2025 season, not where we had them in the, preseason and thoughts like that, but that's not where they're at. But I think they should be ranked. What's your thoughts on that?
I think they should. Honestly, I feel like the way they've been playing here lately, they're 4-0 and they've got a top 25 win, a big win. So I feel like, yeah.
What will they be ranked when they beat Tennessee?
Shit. What sport?
Football.
It ain't going to be football. If they do somehow pull off a miracle and beat the Tennessee Vols.
Top 15, right?
I'd say 17. 17 seems like a good spot for you. Yeah, and then we'll come up with excuses why Tennessee lost, We ain't going to come up with excuses of Barry, 10 Vols becoming – oh, sorry.
Yeah, Barry. How about that with the comment, though, from Kendall? I don't see Oklahoma scoring more than 10 against Texas. Now we're talking. Now we're talking shit.
This is the shit talking I want to hear. This is what we signed up for. Not, hey, you had a good game. Sorry we missed. No, we want to hear some damn shit talking, and I like it.
But, hey, on the flip side, how many turnovers Arch going to have against Oklahoma's defense? It might be the first one to 10 points. You know what?
Man, did you see how Arch is playing? Ain't nobody touching that kid right now.
Does Arch flex on Oklahoma?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or if he doesn't, he gets sacked and somebody takes a picture, they're going to have that before-after meme, the Sam Houston guy. And then
All right, buddy. Anything else before we roll out of here?
No, I appreciate, again, all the family hanging out with us. Be sure to check us out in the morning. And we got a wild weekend, wild week of college football action. Keep those notifications on. Tuesday, we're going to have the watch party because we're going to be doing the permanent 3 rivalry. So be sure to jump on. It'll be 7 o'clock, just like normal. Me and Mike, we may have a guest. I don't know, but we're going to talk about those permanent rivals. And if a coach gets fired, you want to know what's going to happen. So I'm telling you, there's some tiptoeing going around some of these campuses this week.
Yeah, well, oh man, it's going to happen, but maybe not immediately. But that's why it's important to subscribe, get those notifications, and spread the word. Doesn't cost you a thing. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, see you guys. Go Vols.
Hey, buddy, this beer's for you, Mike, and Cousin Shane. That SEC podcast loves the Pirate, and the Pirate loves that SEC podcast. Hail State.